Hello boys and girls, this is Arkham Origins Blackgate. This was originally on the 3DS and Vita. I played it on the 3DS first, but this is the deluxe PC edition. I thought I'd show this one because, you know, I'm a big fan of the Arkham games, but a lot of people haven't played this one because it's kind of a, yeah, it's kind of a spin-off. I'll go with normal. I'm too lazy to play on hard. It's not a bad game. It kind of works better on handheld than it does on PC. Obviously the goal was kind of to make the Arkham experience on like a small
Gotham City
handheld.
is mine now. 3 months ago, I took down the deadliest villains it had to offer.
But
just
I think
because I'm here doesn't mean criminals will
I think it puts a
disappear.
few too many restrictions
Now
on it.
some of them see me as a personal challenge. I'm going to have to stay a step ahead. Take tonight, for example.
Got these nice anime motion comic style cutscenes which play out nicely on the consoles and hold up when we go to more powerful systems, so it's a good choice, I think.
Like taking candy from a baby. The baby being a secret government organization.
And for those of you who
I
missed
don't know who you're
Catwoman
supposed
Origins,
to be, but in case you didn't notice,
can
this
enjoy her
building's
presence
business
here.
hours are over.
Oh, I noticed. And my business never sleeps. I'm nocturnal.
oh,
Tell
because
me
she's
you're
a
not
cat,
this
you see.
place's overdressed security guard.
I just go where the crime is.
You sure you want to cut this so short? You haven't even heard me purr yet.
You won't be purring once you're in Blackgate.
Catwoman, definitely one of the highlights of Arkham City, so it's nice to see that version of the character come back.
I'm handling this.
You're on private property, interfering with private business.
We were just leaving. She's good.
Munitions team, secure the package. The rest of you, Batman is not to leave this rooftop.
So here we go. Graphics obviously quite reduced from Origins. Looks a little better than the Vita version, but still quite quite reduced. It's a 2.5D side scroller that tries to replicate the full experience of an Arkham game, but without the 3D, it feels a little bit too much like Metroid for
Not
me.
even sweating. Aren't you a cool customer? But you wouldn't put heat like that on a helpless girl, would you?
I've got a feeling helpless is one thing you aren't.
Handsome, strong, and in touch with his feelings. Every girl's dream.
Mechanically, it plays much the same. You're still spending a lot of your time using the grappling hook and traversing rooftops. The combat actually comes across really well. It feels exactly the same as Arkham City did, and Origins. The timings work out well. It's just a shame that that the exploration kind of becomes more difficult. It suffers. So where am I going? There's a good sense of scope to it all, actually. You're playing a 2D game, basically.
Heads up, hot stuff.
But you still feel like you're in a real expansive environment. You might not have control over your range of motion, but you don't know where the level's going to take you next. detective mode obviously returns, and it's kind of used more often for traversal as well.
Ooh, I think I'm in love. Where have you been all my life?
No more games. Just give me what you stole and we can stop this now.
There's something you need to know about me, Batman. My game's only got one rule. Finders keepers. And when I play for keeps.
Every cliche 1930s bit of dialogue coming out there. Like comics of yore. Go, low quality texture Batman, you can do it.
Stay sharp and keep your eyes up. The burglar and that bat freak are using the rooftops.
Yeah. Maybe you should look at some rooftops.
On me!
Are you even trying? That was almost good.
For some reason the dodge doesn't seem to be working quite as well as it should. I know it's in the game, I've done it once.
Anyone else here bored?
Double tapping X should let me flip over enemies. Sorry, not X. A. I'm using a DualShock 4, so I'm having to kind of reinterpret all the controls to PlayStation standard in my head. It takes some manipulation to get the DualShock running on the
Wow,
PC, but when
that
you
looked
do, it's a much
exhausting.
more comfortable
Feel free
controller.
to take a break if you need one.
There are actually drivers that get the whole touchpad and everything working, but none of the games support it, so it's hardly worth the time. Ooh, shimmy. If there's one thing I've learned from years of gaming, it's how to shimmy. It's sad, really, because I consider myself to be an expert shimmier, but it never really comes up in real life. Can't remember the last time I had to shimmy out and about in the real world.
That's right, sir. Dressed as a cat. Yes, like meow. We think she's working with Batman. Like a
Ledge takedowns. I'm getting pretty good at those, too. Shimmying and ledge
These men are
takedowns.
heavily armed. I need to make sure I'm not seen.
As usual, the Arkham version of Batman has goggles that let him see people's bones. I mean, I realize, you know, Bruce Wayne's got a lot of resources, but a goggle that lets him see people's bones kind of pushes the edge of credibility to me.
Stay alert.
And he's using this to beat people up as well, you know? He could be making medical scanners in hospitals that diagnose you the minute you walk through the door. But, no. He's using it to crunch people in the face. This is, of course, the Batman conundrum. All the resources in the world going to, beating up thugs.
Hey, up here!
Hey, down here. There's a lot of depth to everything. As you can see, there's a lot of city over there.
There he is. On me.
There he is. This guy needs a biology lesson.
Come on. Let's play. Take your best shot.
DEA agent.
What are you waiting for?
Whee! Batman and his incredible ability to jump from one end of the scaffold to another. He saved lives with that scaffold jumping, man.
Okay, now you're annoying me. Come on!
I'm coming. Catwoman. Always playing hard to get. What a scamp.
You could go all night, couldn't you?
That's what you'll learn about me. I never stop.
What if I
No
offered
sense
you
of humor.
half of what they're paying me to let this all go?
Nice try.
2/3? Come on, there's gotta be worse people in this town you could be chasing.
I'll get to them. Right now I'm keeping my eyes in front of me.
Well, those eyes are gonna be watching my back, because this is where I get off. Bye-bye.
Immediately from this first sequence, it's interesting what is carried across and what hasn't.
Alright, so how do I upload this?
Wow!
This ends here.
This game definitely feels
What
like an
kind of girl
Arkham
do you
game,
think I am? Because
that's great.
chances are, you're right.
but it doesn't really do so well at making the player feel like Batman, the way City did. All the tropes from Arkham are here, but the freedom, the sense that you have access to all Batman's
Consider my
world and
fur
that you can
officially
tackle
ruffled.
crime in your own time, in your own way. That doesn't carry across. That's what you lose, definitely.
What a lousy way to end a first date. I hoped you were a gentleman.
I was being gentle. Now tell me what you took.
Just some files, and I've already used this to send them to my employer.
You tell me what was in the files, and I'll see about getting you sent somewhere less dangerous than Blackgate.
I like a little danger. And besides,
What a
what's
monstrous
in those
image.
files isn't my business. My business is
Looks like a sort of
steal them.
BDSM grasshopper.
Oh, he's good.
Alright, I think I'm going to end there for the day, but I'll be back later with some more Blackgate. I hope you enjoyed this. This is my first Let's Play, so I apologize if I was a little bit stilted.
You're
but
going to need
I'll
a better way to get my attention, Gordon. I just happen
I'll see
to
you
be
next time.